Connor is a fine young man, pleasure to work with.
He came in the room. I've met him 3 years ago, wrestling. Great kid, nice kid. I know a lot of you schools can get a state champion. There's state champions everywhere. My challenge to you and my statement to you is Tom Brady wasn't the #1 draft pick. Michael Jordan wasn't the #1 draft pick. There's people that are always going to be the #1 draft pick, but if you have the work ethic, you have the drive, you can beat Tom Brady and be a backup, and when it's your time to shine, you'll shine, and that's Connor Robinson.
He is an Eagle Scout and has worked very hard in our wrestling room to achieve his goals, and had a tremendous record. I think overall his record, including forfeits, was 50-6.
You're running into some kids that are just great athletes, some kids that are just great wrestlers. Connor's a mixture of both. He's a great athlete, but he works harder than every other wrestler I've seen. There's a lot you can say about Connor, but leadership to me is one of the most important things. You have those kids that are great athletes that are just phenomenal, but they don't work hard. Then you have the kids that are phenomenal and work hard, where you can say, hey, freshman, sophomore, that's what a championship, that's where a champion's made. That's how a championship is made. Not only for an individual, but for a team. There's no doubt in my mind with Connor, he should have been a state champion. We had disappointing junior year with injuries. Ended up having shoulder surgery. So he's out the first half of the season just rehabbing. Wasn't able to practice, but still was at practice every day, was running when he could, working out when he could. Just any coach knows the hardest, you need to be on that mat, and that's what Connor wasn't able to do with his shoulder. And then another setback that happened as soon as he was ready to go, Christmas break, he had walking pneumonia. So that was another 2 to 3 weeks that he was out, couldn't be on the mat, couldn't be with the guys, getting that mat time. Ended up having a stomach virus. It was just the worst thing that can probably happen to an athlete during their season of sports. Kind of hurts as not only a coach, but as a father to watch a kid go through these kind of things when you know the ability's there, but with the injury, they can't perform where they want to perform. And even with that, being out 80% of the season, Connor still came back at the end of the season, wrestled a couple matches, wrestled at sectionals, lost to the third place kid in state, 13-11. And just that match alone showed what Connor's made out of. And maybe practicing full 14 days out of that year. And to me, that's amazing. That just shows his dedication, not only to himself, but to what he wants to accomplish. A lot of kids would have just stopped. They would have just gave it up for that season and said, hey, I got next year. Connor's not that kid. It's now. It's now. It's not next year or what I'm going to do next match. It's now. And that's the kind of kid you love to have in the room. That's the kind of kid where you want 5 of those kids instead of having 14 just studs that are just, hey, let's just.
I think you would do well to give him an opportunity on your wrestling program. I think he will be an asset to your program, and I would highly recommend Connor to be a part of your program.